Hey YouTubers, Hike with Mike here. Today I'm in the jungle part of the swamp, enjoying the lush vegetation, and it's just a beautiful part of the swamp. As you can see, all the palms and everything here. It's one of my favorite places to be. I do a lot of swamp talks here. But today I'm just going to go on a nice swamp hike and see the signs of spring in the swamp. Should be a good hike. It's definitely springtime in the swamp now. I'm going to go for a nice relaxing hike, see what signs of spring whenever all the flowers come alive and animals are out more. So hopefully to see a lot of flora and fauna out on this hike today. It's almost April, which means that is the height of the alligator mating season, where the bull alligators fight for territory. And there's so many little marshes and swamps all around here and all over the state. Sometimes alligators are forced to migrate to new territories because the bull alligator's taken over. So they move from one area to another. I was lucky one time when I was in a green swamp. It was late in the afternoon, just walking in the woods like this. All of a sudden an alligator comes out, and I wish I had video of it, but you know, they're at a disadvantage when they're on land, so as soon as it saw me, it just went crashing into all the brush and took off. So I never really got good video of it, but this time of year, particularly late in the evening, because they usually migrate at night, where it's probably safer for them, and also they spend most of the day just charging up like a solar panel, using all the heat and the light. So you got to be aware of that in April if you're out hiking. You know, be aware there is a possibility you might actually come across a gator on land as they migrate. But it's a pretty cool sight. I wish I would have gotten video of that. That was really interesting, but like I said, it was more terrified of me than I was afraid of it. Just loving hearing all the sounds of nature. There's a nice wind, beautiful day. Gonna enjoy this hike today. There's some fresh poison ivy, the official flower of the swamp in the springtime. You know, I went to a distance to just do a little video, and I got lost. It's funny. You just walk out 20 yards from now and everything starts to look the same. So I had to circle back a couple times till I found my spot. I used to get really freaked out about it, but now I just remain pretty much calm. I'm used to it and kind of just, I always backtrack. That's always my goal when I get lost. I make sure I don't get further lost. So I always backtrack, look for landmarks and things like that. So, because usually, sometimes, that's just all you see. It's hard to see landmarks because it's so thick. But luckily, I found my bag. Another dumb thing that I did. You should never, you know, walk away from your bag. Luckily, I have my bear spray on myself and a couple of the essentials, but it happens. This ground right here is all torn up by the wild boars. It's awfully close to the creek here. I can just imagine at night, boar gets too close to that water and an alligator just comes up, snags one. Nature can be cruel. Or nature is cruel, actually. But it's beautiful. This part of the swamp is usually full of wildflowers in the summertime. I'm looking for some carnivorous plants right here. Don't see anything, but as the months go by, this will be filled with blue flowers from the irises, other plants. It's a nice spot. There's one of the irises I was just talking about previously, an early bloomer. But it'll all be filled up there. A couple of weeks probably. Had an early spring this year. When we were out in the green swamp, we saw fireflies. So that's really odd. Usually that's more when it gets really warm. But it's alright. Different seasons, different types of seasons. It's all good in the woods. And there's another swamp beauty too. Love it. With water comes life. That's why I love the swamp. I got some snakies. Two black racers. They're one of the more common snakes in Florida. They're quick, that's why they're called the racers. What a beautiful snake. You know what? They're probably mating. I probably shouldn't have interrupted them. I'll leave them alone. It's that time of year in the swamp. I found this bird nest that must have fallen from a tree. It looks like a perfect bird nest bushcrafters would use to start a fire. Maybe the birds should use some less flammable materials when they make their nests. I'm atop an Indian mound here, overlooking the river, and you can tell here there's lots of shells, snails, other bivalves and things like that they ate, and it's just filled up over the centuries. And usually you find little bits of pottery and things like that too. And a gopher tortoise hole right there too. So it's always cool to find little artifacts from history. And they had a really nice waterfront view. It must have been paradise for them. Into the forest I roam. The longer I stay, the more it feels like home.